Out of breath and surrounded by the undead, it's a more common occurrence for Dusk nowadays. The megacity is relentless with its hordes. She finds herself high up in the air, safely standing above it all. Yet, much of her belongings wait for her down below, or at the very least, she hopes they do. Her bag, which usually floats alongside her effortlessly, was dropped down below when she made her escape. Yet, trying to pull the bag up towards her using her telekinetic powers seemingly has failed. And so she hopes that the bag remains, that her goods have not been sent elsewhere. First of all, though, Dusk must catch her breath. The sun is setting and a long night is ahead. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. No hope, where we hope, for Dusk's sake, that her bag is still down below. However, there are many others down below right now, others that we would very much like to deal with, and we're really hoping that our backpack is either in the windowsill here or next to it. It was going to be tricky for us to pull it up in the first place because this rain gutter was here. There's always the chance that it's going to get caught by it, and that seems to be what has happened here. Now, we're a teleporter. We can always just teleport on down there and do what we do. But we are going to want to have a bit more stamina before we attempt to do anything like that. So for the moment, let's just go prone, because first of all, that's going to make us more difficult to see. Our throwing knives are actually completely good to go, so we could always have a look at utilizing some of them, but realistically, we're going to be using Dawn here. I would like to get back on top of this roof, like after grabbing our bag, ideally. So what we can probably look at doing, once we have our stamina back, we can just leave the umbrella up here. And already our stamina is looking far better. We are seeing a little bit of light down there though. I'm concerned at what is going on down there currently. Now, we are wearing this parabolan wool blouse, which can be good, it can be bad. When we're out of stamina, it's terrible for us because it causes us to dodge a whole lot. And when you've got no stamina, that's not good. No, not for anyone. So, let's go and draw Dawn back out. We are going to get ready to teleport down below. We're going to be phasing down here, and hopefully, interesting. You can't cast any of the spells you know. Why? We're in moderate pain, so that might be a reason why, but it looks like we can cast just fine. 5.1% chance of failure. It could have been that spot that was bad. Oh, yeah, that's why. Okay, but we can see that our rucksack is there. That's great. And there's another rucksack in here. There's a few things in actual fact, but there's also a few dead here as well. So we're going to change our fighting style from force unarmed over to Tai Chi. No, to brawling is what I actually want to do here. Brawling is the way, and boy, did we just instinctively teleport through the window? I think we did. Time slows down and you instinctively dodge, but how did we dodge that far? I think we just instinctively teleported on over there. Now that was very cool, but Dusk's stamina is not great, so that's something that we really need to watch out for. And look, this parabolan blouse, I don't know if it's really going to be something that we can continue to utilize long term, because yeah, I don't know. For now though, I think we still have enough stamina to look at phasing. We lose our concentration. Okay, let's try that again. Phase. You attempt to phase through the barrier, but your skin merely tingles as nothing happens. Okay, we are quite low on stamina. We cannot fit. Oh, of course, we can't fit through the window. So let's just have a look and see. We don't really see any dead yet. They are far away from us. We can actually see some spotlights up to the northeast at the moment. We're also hearing some groaning. You know what? We could always just try and climb. Climb to the west, we slip and fall down. Let's keep attempting that. We should be able to succeed eventually. The problem is right now our strength is not that high. Dusk is suffering from changes to this world. Oh, and it's because the weight that she has right now is crazy high. So what we could look at doing is getting our lifting field back up and active. Okay, we prepare to hover an item close at hand. So let's see if we can put our pack back into that, because that'll get rid of our weight related issues. We'll ignore again. Okay, the pack is in the lifting field. However, we have no stamina. We slip and fall. It is impossible climbing in our current state. It could be the fact that we don't have enough stamina. It could be a number of other factors. Right now though, we have a zombie stumbling its way on over towards us, a zombie elf that is no longer. A quick strike does that in. So let's step back over here, climb, try. We slip and fall, so it means that we are still actually attempting to do it. It's saying that our weight is still really high, but it really isn't. And there we go, we succeed in the end. Let's go put Dawn away for the moment, and we're gonna go and wield the umbrella. We're going to head to the center of this building, and Dusk is just going to lie flat on the roof, and she's going to catch her breath. And we will too. She's got a lot of mana available to her right now. That is great, but that strength is still suffering. And I still can't quite figure out why that is the case. Why it is as low as it is. That it should be 8, but it's actually 5. We are still changing right now. We have mana mutation as the mutagen that is focusing our path, and we're in a bit of pain still. So let's maybe have a look at the pain. We could look at taking some ibuprofen. We could just do 2 lots of that. We need to be careful that we don't go for heroin or morphine, which are in pockets right next to the ibuprofen. So we're trying to be cautious with that. So how long is it until sunset at the moment? It's 5 currently. It is going to be night in 52 minutes and 51 seconds. Let's have a look at our map as well and try and plot our route. So I believe we were heading up towards the Lincoln Plantation up here to travel west across this here. Yeah, it's a path that we have traveled across before, and we have minefields on either side of that bridge. Well, that's just fun. That's fun. Yeah. So then, I think we're probably going to try and stick to the method that we've been using so far, which is, if things are looking bad, phase to a rooftop. I mean, what's the worst that could happen, right? So let's try and get ready for what's going on beneath us. We're 100% going to take the parabolan blouse off, because that's just creating more than a few issues for us at this stage. We have windrunning that we can cast if we need to be going really fast. We could look at casting just our electric eye for now, because that still gives us an extra attempt to dodge. It enables us to change our perception of speed. So electric eye it is. It lasts for 1 hour and 19 minutes. It's a very easy spell for us to cast when we actually have our hands free. So let's do that. Electric eye. We can see a brainless zombie. We're hearing moaning. We've cast electric eye, and let's just go change over to force unarmed. I think that the sun is probably low enough that we could get away with putting the umbrella away. We could attempt that, because honestly, that would be way better. Now, I disagree. I think we should be able to fit that in something just fine. Yes, let's put it in the rucksack. And sure enough, it goes in there just fine. Sometimes it can be tricky to fit in there. Okay, Dawn, let's draw you back out. And we're not going to take any chances here. We aren't going to try and climb down. We are instead going to phase. We've got a zombie elf that I think is waiting for us down there, so we'll try and pull off a really cool move where we go and phase directly behind that one there and kill them immediately. For a brief moment, Dusk is somewhere else, a place of darkness and terrible cold. That's kind of spooky, not gonna lie. But you know, she's been doing this for a while. I think she's slowly getting used to the stranger aspects of the Nether. Not the Minecraft Nether, mind you. Where these psionic powers seem to arise from. In Mind Over Matter, 91 damage there as we sent that swimmer zombie just absolutely reeling backwards. We're going to stay on the western side of the town here because we should be relatively unbothered by the population that's around here. And speaking of the population, that's a panicked person. We can see them out here by the river. There's not just one, there are many. These are people that are still living somehow after God knows how long the Cataclysm has been happening here. A feral human charged out towards Dusk there though, and she impaled them with her horns, quickly striking it with her blade. We have a smartphone here, but it has no power, so we'll be leaving that behind, and it looks like there are a few panicked people that have perished here in the long grass. So as much as we would like to be able to help these people here, Dusk has seen folk like their state before. They are not going to be able to be helped, at least not right now. The least that she can do is kill some of the dead that are around and make sure that they stay dead as well. That will give them something of a chance, but I have to admit, I am liking the amount of them that we are seeing, given how big this city is. It makes sense that we would be seeing them. We've got a skeletal zombie that's from our sightline at the moment, and another zombie runner a little bit further towards the north. And, oh boy, Blistered Horror and a zombie Hulk. So I think at this stage, it's probably going to be wise for us to cast Windrunning. Now, I'm relatively sure we can cast that with our hands not free. So, Windrunning, 0% chance of failure. We are bolstered by the wind, and we're going to need that. All of a sudden, it became incredibly bright. The sun was setting. It is no longer. That Hulk is chasing after us, but we have Canadian geese on our side. They may choose to charge at the Hulk. They can be absolutely violent creatures. There is also a shark over here. No, that's a zombie, apparently. Plesiosaur zombie. I mean, yeah, it is an aquatic zombie about the size of a car. Crocodile-like head. Fun. Well, we are going to continue moving on here. There is a gentle breeze, and my gosh, that is a raft. That is a raft. It's a very, very damaged one. It's a wooden rowboat, actually. It's leaking, so I don't think that we could possibly take that across. But someone did at some point. Perhaps it was those survivors that we met down towards the south. They managed to make it across the road, but they didn't make it much further than that. I did not even see you. A zombie lich, the same color as the road. We barely noticed them, but Dusk took them out. They didn't have much on them, bar a leather backpack and a few personal effects. Let's just quickly kill these ones here, see if we can find anything useful on them. Ideally, what we are looking for are cell phones, because they get... Wow! The Shrieker had so much on them. I mean, the ballistic vest with a shoulder pouch, I mean, that's not bad. Or it's a shoulder pouch for a ballistic vest. We also have the drainage system for the Lincoln Plantation. First aid kit box here as well, which we'll go and crack open. We'll take the adhesive bandages out of that. There's some straight up painkillers. The gauze is also useful as well, although as far as I'm aware, we have a lot at the moment. There's also an IFAK pouch here as well. We'll take the gauze. The hemostatic powder, yes, just because if we get shot in the chest, that's going to be good to have. We have a subway map. We also have a trail guide, and we also have a road map. This is a huge find. Dried rice, freeze-dried breakfast meal. We can't exactly eat that, unfortunately. At least Dusk can't. But all of these things are very, very useful. There is a devourer. Hey, look at that. We managed to pick everything up just as the baddies arrived. Some items were not picked up. Okay, so we'll have a look at using those, but we're probably going to have to deal with this Blistered Horror, I think, before we actually get the opportunity to do any of that. And unfortunately, Blistered Horrors, they do kind of have their mess kind of go everywhere. That Devourer can't actually see us right now, so that's okay. So we need to go into Activate. We're going to search for Map. Okay, so we have a few here. Let's go for the roadmap first of all. Awesome, we've added that. Search for map again. We're going to go for the subway map next in line. We're also now going to go and drop those. And then we have the trail map as well, which hopefully we should be able to grab now. Oh no, it was the drainage system map that we haven't read. So we'll read that and then we'll go and drop that off. Now, looking at our map, did that really give us much more? Well, it told us where all of the different sewer openings are in the area around here. Probably also, yeah, it gave us a fair amount of information about what is down here, which we don't really care all that much about. It did give us a massive amount of subway related information. Now, we were a long time ago trying to get to a lower level in the subway. I still believe we haven't actually found that opening, and I don't know if there is a way down towards it. Well, in saying that, maybe there is, because Dusk is a teleporter and she's becoming more and more capable. She might get to the point where she's able to teleport through enough levels of ground and dirt that she could actually find her way down there, even if the way has been, completely barred. Something is suppressing our powers. It was the zombie blank that we just killed. Okay, well, that's good. We're going to continue on now. Our speed has just dropped down, which I think is the wind running leaving us. I think we may still want that wind running. In saying that though, we can definitely handle the group that's coming towards us right now. Okay, zombie predator taken down just like that. The biggest problem right now is this corrosive zombie. They are going to be more than a little problem for us. So we're going to use our awakened telekinesis to go and mind hammer them, ideally into the ground. 31 damage is pretty good. We've got them downed. Okay, we blocked a little bit of their acid with the one that was in front of us here. Yet again, we're going to hit them with another mind hammer. 21 damage is very good. Now, we're going to try and see if we can utilize this tree here. First of all, to get them to come close to us. And then we're going to try and see if we can sidestep around them and throw them into the tree. That's the plan. We're just going to peek. Okay, they're still kind of dicking around in the water. We did manage to slow them down quite a bit. We also have a Kevlar brute over here. They're going to pack a little bit of a punch. Unfortunately, damn, yeah, you are just kind of getting us in the torso over and over again. Okay, so I think we might be able to do like a forced push to pull them into the tree here. That's kind of my plan. Although I think we might need to be just down across one here. Let's just attempt this. Okay, so awaken telekinesis. We're going to go force shove. Hopefully we have enough power to slam them against the tree. Okay, that managed to stun them. Did pretty good damage, but not quite enough. Not as much as I would like. A mind hammer there, and they're stunned. We're going to try and do another, not a knockdown, but rather another mind hammer, because that's actually going to do some proper damage. 39, stunned and staggered, nearly dead. One more. Maybe just a force shove might be enough to do it. Shove, knock them back against the tree. Unfortunately, I don't think we can exert enough power with that right now. We have just enough to get another mind hammer off, and that is enough to do it. But we have no stamina right now, and we have brute incoming, so we need to just try and time this out correctly, and I don't think we're going to get our stamina back before it arrives. So, yikes. There is also a zombie Hulk to the northeast. Okay, that's, yeah, a little bit more of a problem. Okay, so what do we do in this scenario? This thing is going to be a little bit hard for us to hit. I'm going to let it get a step closer to us. We're going to see if we can critical it for 91 damage. Dusk somehow managed to hit it directly in the face, damaging the creature. Our stamina is too low to dodge, but we managed to kill it all the same. Dusk, you are an absolute beast. Now, speaking of beasts, there is a zombified Hulk coming for us. So, let's rely on our magic here to help us out a little bit. We're going to go for some wind running, first of all. Okay, now we can also, if we get a little bit of stamina, potentially slow the zombie Hulk down. We can also, if we get a little bit of stamina, teleport to the top of the tree, because the trees actually have tops now. I still don't think that will help us out too much in this instance. We could also try to fight the zombie Hulk with no stamina, which that's not a great plan. I don't like that one at all. So what we're going to try to do here
is position ourselves away from the zombie hulk. We've got a slither of stamina back. That's great. We're going to try and see if we can just wait this out, get more stamina back, and then we are going to try and run. Because right now it is trying to take the most direct route towards us, and in that thing's mind, that's straight through the tree. So we can actually turn safe mode on, and we can just say wait a while until we catch our breath. There's the hulk. Stop catching your breath. Okay, so wind running is still active. We need to now, nope, not to do any of that, but just run. Wind running is carrying us. We've got it slowed down in the water there. Wonderful, Dusk. She is away. Now, this bridge didn't have any mines as far as the map is telling us, so that's great. There are Brachiosaurus up here though, and we can hear from the west and below, hostile detected. So there is some kind of thing going on here. What kind of thing? Robotic in nature, no doubt. There is a Choppersaurus that is attacking something. You might ask what a Choppersaurus is. We have seen them before. It's a sauropod lifting a crashed helicopter, and I don't know truly what that is capable of, but we can see that it's capable of killing many of the dinosaurs that are here. There is a huge herd of them stomping through the dying light. We want nothing to do with that. So we're going to leave them. We're going to go onto the grass now because we know that as we approach the next bridge, we are going to be encountering a minefield. And we can actually see one right now, at least the minefield that is. We have a tainted human skull down there. We have a zombie and we have something else, a necktie. Okay, so let's try and go to the very edge of this minefield. Mind you, we are doing this at night with poor vision. Our perception's pretty good though. So we should be able to wander through here without exploding ourselves, and sure enough, we have managed to do that. That's good. Now on the other side of the bridge, we are going to encounter a similar issue. We have another issue now. We are visible. So we are going to have to put the parabolin wool blouse back on, and we just need to run with the idea that we cannot do prolonged fights, although we may have one here. As we step towards the shrieker, it shrieks out loudly. So many will have heard that, and already some are trying to make their way on over towards us. So let's plan out our route from here. Ideally, we would just take this road here because it's one that we have taken in the past. We know it to be safe. Cranberry Isles here. There is a strip mall, we have a fire station, we also have a subway station. We could potentially look at taking a... Really? Where does that connect up to this? We don't... Oh, this is the sewer system. Yeah, my bad. The subway stations over here we actually know nothing about. Interesting. And I believe that this one over here, was that what we were looking for? No, that's mine tunnels. No, that's a Balrog's house. We're not going to worry about that. Okay, just kill as you can, Dusk. Moving through here for now, away from the minefield, away from all of that mess. And I was wanting to take the other road before, but I think we're just going to take this one for now. We can stay zoomed in because we can't really see anything else past this point. There are some strangely patterned toads that we're seeing, or frogs, hopping around. There is a large building of some kind. We don't know what it is at this stage. And we've got a decayed zombie and a few others that we've encountered in the dark. Now, seeing as we are in the dark and we have a little bit of magic to spare, we're going to go and put our blade away. No, we're going to go and put our blade away, not use it to carve something. And we are going to cast Dark Sight. 73% chance of failure, so there is a strong chance that we are going to fail multiple times at this, but hey, there we go, we got it. Now the reason that it was so difficult was because of focus. We're in mild pain at the moment. We could look at taking some basic painkillers to assist with that, but yeah, we're trying to be cautious with our painkilling. And in the dark, we've encountered a petrified person, and I can probably understand why they would be petrified, because anyone seeing Dusk emerge from the darkness should rightfully be terrified, given her size and everything else that is going on with her, which there are oh so many things. Glowing mushroom. Well, that's cute and interesting to find that there. It almost makes me want to have a look at this house, because could it be magicalism related? Maybe. We've got some games. We've got an IFAK pouch. We can actually hear a little bit of activity on the inside. Stop trying to pry. Yep. Okay, let's go draw out Dawn. We have a little bit of trouble here. Let's go see if we can take you out. Wonderful. Okay, we have a officer's patrol kit here. The gauze, yeah, we'll take, but we really need to stop taking so much because Dusk, she heals so quickly that we seldom actually get the opportunity to use any of that. We try, but cannot pry, and there we go, a little bit of success. Let's close that door behind us, see if they had anything interesting on them. A retirement card. Unfortunately, they did not make it. Armed fighter we're seeing somewhere. Okay, I guess this is your house then. Handgun in hand. This person is determined to make a last stand against the horde. Yeah, I mean, I gotta admit, I like that we are seeing more people. Seeing that that person is here though, Dusk is just going to leave them to it. I think encounters in the dark are dangerous and she will not be wanting to do that because again, she does kind of look like a monster. So we have Williamstown here, and we also have a welding card there at the construction site. It's one that I actually managed to put a marker on so that we would remember it is there. Williamstown might be a little busy. We do have a regional school on the outskirts of it, but we are approaching the place at night, so we also might just be able to slip through undetected. Our dexterity is super high right now. The sight of the dead isn't going to be great, especially compared to our enhanced dark sight. We have the spell that's empowering us as well, which is great. We just have to be wary that we don't walk into a horde, because right now I can't really, well, we can have safe mode turned on. That does mean that we can move a little faster. That's a bloated zombie, so we'll avoid that. And hey, I was just kind of thinking, it has been a while since we have been hit by a bloated zombie. So let's try and keep that running for us. Oh, what are we seeing here? I don't know why, but just the mini-map is looking awfully strange. We've got a wretched hatchery here. Okay, what are we actually getting towards here? I don't know why it's looking so odd on the mini-map, but hey, sure. What are our notes here as well? Forest. Okay, it's a forest tile. Magicalism. I am assuming I have already investigated that. Surely we have. It could be one of the spots where we found the necromancy tome. It could be like a crypt out in the woods. I think that's probably the case. We do have a goblin encampment here, and we also have some other notes. The CVD machine and the autoclave. So this is a great big lab that we encountered a long while back. Okay, alright, I have a little bit more of a memory of this place now. Let's see if we can just slip between these buildings as we make our way through here. A hulking horror and a bar guest await us, and so do oh so many other members of the undead horde. We're just gonna pass by them. We're now working our way past this abandoned storefront. We have a diner and a few other bits and pieces. There's a police department down there by that welding cart. Honestly, there is no wrong or right way for us right now. I think what Dusk is going to do is just continue over towards the west, and if she ends up getting surrounded, well, then she'll do something about that. We were getting attacked from behind by a Night Stalker, but we were managing to dodge most of the attacks it was making against us in the dark. That's a shocker brute, and we can detect something else electric, and boy, they are moving kind of fast, honestly. So let's just go about this cautiously, because that's a lot of noise. It's drawing a lot of dead on over towards them. So we're hearing alarms now as well. Okay, this is fine. This is fine, Dusk. Let's just stay focused. Let's not go up towards there right now. We'll take up this hunter as we continue to move. The blistered horror goes down in one. Her stamina's still looking great, and yeah, there's so much noise, so much mess, and a little bit of rain. That is the first time in a long while that we've had different weather. And it is actually allowing us to see a little bit further than the dead right now, which is great. It means that we can navigate through here relatively unseen. Hello, feral cop. Okay, so you aren't living. We're not going to try and save you. We're just going to head west directly towards this thick smoke, and then we're going to deviate, because we're smart enough to do that. Our speed is great. Our focus is, well, it could be better. seeing as we just got snuck up on there, but you know, we've actually made it to the western side of the town now, and we have a road waiting for us that we should be able to take most of the way. Now, we can actually see the memory of our path that we have taken in the past, so we're going to try and see if we can stick to that as much as possible. We know quite a bit about this area, so we must have traveled through here during the day, but we're just going to stick to the road. And approaching the bridge, it doesn't look like there's any mines or anything like that we have to worry about. Oh, so this mass grave is where we encountered Red for the first time, I believe, if I remember correctly. I could be very wrong in thinking that, but for some reason I remember the dinosaur hunters being around this region. We have yet another bridge over towards the west that we're going to want to try and head towards, and honestly I think once we make it past Stockholm we can probably just try and wander through the woods over towards it. We may look at trying to implement a little bit of fast travel there, but first of all we have another town to get through. The CVD machine does require a few things for us to be able to use it, and I don't think we have close to any of those things. Oh, okay, we do have some searchlights here though, so we're going to try and see if we can just avoid those for now, so that we don't get lit up. And yeah, easy enough. We are through the town. And I think because of that, we could have a look at just trying to make it over towards the dinosaur exhibit here, maybe? If we were to try and navigate through here, it does look like, okay, it might be possible. We get pretty close towards the portal, and if we go this way, it kind of wants to take us by the roadside. Yeah, that's going to go right through the portal, huh? Let's go for a route like that. And we're traveling well enough. Okay, and we've arrived at our first spot here. Next one is going to be this cabin here. We're going to stop close to it though, I think, because, well, first of all, we actually have to get into the woods by the looks of things. Easy enough, okay, and we have actually walked this path a few times before by the looks of things. So because of that, I think we're just going to retrace our steps here. We're going to turn safe mode on, just so that we're being cautious, because I cannot recall if we had encountered people here or not. Seems okay. Yeah, let's carry on. I mean, part of it is destroyed. I think we did partially get overrun at some point, and hey, fireflies in the night sky. And okay, let us not go diving off the bridge. Let's just walk up, Dusk. She nearly went for a dip there. Okay, so once we reach the other side here, we just have this long path, this long route that we have walked before, and well, it's quite a walk, as you can see, but it is a path that we've been through, and once we reach the other side of that, we are going to be so much closer to home. I mean, we're nearly there by the time we do that, so let's see how far we can make it tonight. It's going to be just wandering along through what Dusk can remember, and thankfully, due to her decent intelligence, she actually has a really good memory, so we're able to recall much of where we have been before, so I should be able to navigate like this the whole way. We've made it past the swamp, and it looks like we're heading to the west now. Yeah, okay. We're seeing an amalgamation out in that darkness somewhere as Dusk trudges through the rain. The rain stops, as we have been stopped by a greasy stink toad. Let's not hang around to fight them. We are going to start to run, because we are actually moving through a swamp right now. Yeah, and we'll leave them to their swampy shenanigans. On our way, Dusk, on our way. Let's also just do a quick, rucksack check to make sure that we haven't dropped anything along the way, because that would be a nightmare, losing that now. Dinosaurs in the dark, and they're living ones, they're fine. But we are approaching our first town along this route here, so we'll see if the route Dusk has taken in the past is still a viable one. I mean, so far so good. We probably should have cast a little bit of magic before we made it in here, a little bit of dark sight, a little bit of wind running, but I mean, so far so good. We don't want to be burning our stamina the entire way though. We only want to be doing that when there are dead around us, And yeah, I mean, the route worked in the past and it's working now. We're nearly the entire way through. And sure enough, we have made it. And that's either a construction site or a radio tower up ahead. It's a construction site. Okay, one that I think we might actually be able to just wander straight through here. Not quite. It seems like the auto move gets a little bit confused there. That's okay, and ooh, that's less okay. That's a bloated zombie, among other things. So let's be smart about this. We're going to use phase to pass through the wall here. Amazing that we can do that, and look at that. We managed to avoid that mess. There's a lot of them dying over that way. I would like to phase again, but oh, we can't because we had our power suppressed briefly, but we've got it back again now. Okay, all right. And I don't think I actually want to go down that way. Let's just go and take out that young one, and we'll see if we can link back up with our memory path. And there we go. We're back on it once again, and we are not going to step into a sludge trail, but we are going to, as much as possible, keep to this path. Okay, well, we just had a rock thrown at us, another rock thrown at us in the dark. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. We'll put a little bit of stamina into this now, and it looks like we may have gone through this building when we came through here before. And the interesting thing about that is that there's only windows here, so the last time we came through here, Dusk was small enough to be able to fit through window frames. She is not that small anymore. She is far too tall, far too broad to be able to do that, and that's quite a few dead, so let's not hang about. Of course, we want to make sure that our rucksack is still with us whenever we encounter the dead like that, because there is always a chance that we might have dropped it somewhere along the way there, and boy, we're just walking straight into them. But honestly, for the most part, that's kind of okay for Dusk. She has vines, she has horns, she has teeth and blade, all of them carved through undead flesh like butter. Unless, of course, they are, Kevlar zombies or something else of the like. Let's go close that door behind us. Close that one there. Looks like that's maybe something that we had actually done previously. Our stamina is fine. We are fine. We're walking through a gas field right now. That's all right. And there is our first hazy cloud. Okay, it's been a while. We are poisoned, and because of it, our strength is actually 0 right now. So we are going to have to do something about that, and that something is going to be maybe looking at this house here and seeing if we might be able to make it inside. Can we teleport inside? Let's find out. Yup, even with the 0 strength, we still have enough focus and enough ability to be able to do that. And it's a giant cockroach. Let's just go close that door there. Looks like we're probably going to have to kill that one. We're just looking for somewhere that we can just rest for a moment or two. And it seems like killing a grappler is the way to do that. We can still hear some of the dead outside. Waiting out this poison is definitely going to be the best thing that we can do right now. So we'll also need to look at taking some more painkillers. 2 ibuprofen, and we're going to go for 2 of our regular painkillers as well. Something hurts. Indeed it does. We aren't under a crazy amount of painkillers at the moment, so I think we should be okay here. But yeah, that poison is going to continue to do damage to our head over time. We'll just keep an eye on it. And you know what? Maybe we should use some of those mini bandages that we have. And I believe we do have access to even more than this right now. But we'll go and apply those bandages. Gives Dusk's body a better chance to mend. We'll smash that body as well as we wait this out. Okay, and the worst of the poison has passed, but man, it really took an effect on us. It put us into severe pain. And obviously severe pain is, it's pretty severe. So we would like to do something more about that. So perhaps we do look at taking a tramadol. It is going to be more effective. We do need to be very, very cautious when it comes to using more intense forms of painkillers though, because Dusk definitely does have a reliance on them. So we're just going to wait in here for a while, and hopefully that is going to start to take an effect. We're going to wait 5 minutes and then just keep waiting in those increments. We might actually just go half an hour to begin with. There is some crashing, some smashing nearby, but it's far enough away that I think we're okay here. That strength is still sitting at 0 right now. Pain is severe. And you know what? I suppose we could have a look at our dosage Radiation levels are 0 right now. That's great. That's good to know. So yeah, I think it's just going to be about weight. So yeah, we're really not under mild opiate euphoria. Crap. Okay. Let's be careful of that. Damn it. Okay, the pain does seem to be diminishing now. Okay, we're in unmanageable pain. The painkillers are a bit more slow release. That was another half an hour that we just waited. Let's push it further. Okay, and we're in distracting pain now. So that's certainly better than where we're at right now. We're going to go and open this. We're going to head out into the night. I think we are ready to keep on moving. We can see the record of Dusk's destruction in some of the bodies that we are finding along the way. Let's see how we fare here. It was a little bit difficult to take that out, but Dusk managed. Okay, and you know what? I think we're actually going to have a look at doing some casting here. Darksight in particular. There we go. Okay, so that'll help us. And then we might want to have a look at some wind running potentially. Right now, that isn't something that we need though. We just stick to the path. We avoid the dead where possible. I mean, this is how we made it this far in the first place. That's a zombie null. Okay, let's go and strike that. Take it out. Okay, and we'll start running to put some distance between us and the number of residents that still reside in this neighborhood. Just little bursts of speed. That is the way for us to do it. Okay, sounds like trouble on both sides there, but you know, it was fine last time and it's fine this time, and it seems like the weather has just cleared up for us. That is good. It does mean that we have a better chance of avoiding the dead in some instances. They did see us there. Whoa, and that one definitely did. We also have a staring eye somewhere that is potentially staring at us. A creepy crawler as well. The staring eye is over towards the west, and it does seem to have the attention of the dead of the area. That's good. We will leave it then and allow it to keep on doing that for us. Wow, there's a lot of dead here. We've got blank bodies, I think. No, that's an acidic fungal zombie. Oh boy. Okay. That's a large fungal presence down there. I don't like that. And we were just kind of close to that as well. That's unsettling. Let us hope that we didn't have any spores land close to us. That is the last thing that we need right now, Dusk. Oh boy. And our dark sight just disappeared as we caught sight of a horde and stepped into toxic gas. Dark sight is invaluable, and not having it does lead to moments like that. So let's be safe. Let's be sure. We're going to go and phase step onto the roof here, run to the center, and unfortunately, that poison, I don't think it's, well, it does say badly poisoned. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Well, Dusk, you have made it a decent distance, but we still have oh so far to go. Yeah, but she's approximately halfway across this path here, and we started our journey all the way over here today, over by the Lincoln Plantation, around these buildings here, potentially. Oh, or maybe up here. So we still have made it a decent way through forests, through fields, through cities and streets. But right now, Dusk is very weak. Gas is the one thing that seems to be able to really slow her down. And yes, if she could just be wearing a filter mask or have air bubble active at all times, that would be fantastic. An air filtration unit of some kind would help her greatly, because with the mutations that she has to her mouth, she can't fit any kind of filter over that right now. It's gonna have to be internal. And Dusk isn't against those changes. Not anymore. The world is changing and she needs to change with it. The nature of reality has shifted a number of times for her already. The rules are not always the same, but Dusk's number one rule stays the same. Survive at any cost and save as many as you can in the process. Save yourself, and perhaps one day you might save the world. But to do that, Dusk, you need to make it through yet another night. And so, Legionnaires, I hope you will join me in that night, and I also hope you enjoyed our return to Dusk. If you did,
please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.